Welcome back to SwitchStars, my name's Luke, and being a prospective father, when I saw the game Virtual Mom Job Simulator Manager from Game to Top Corp on the Switch eShop, I knew that I had to buy it. After all, what better way to prepare oneself for fatherhood and the ways of the working dad than watching reruns of One Born every minute and playing through a $1 eShop title from a notorious scammer. Am I right? The game even tells me that I'm a true superhero, balancing raising children and a successful career, which is exactly what I need right now. So drop a like, subscribe for more Switch content, and let's see how I got on. Now, as soon as I hit the main menu, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little dubious about the quality of this one, and I'm not sure if it was due to this unsettling family portrait, as the kids repeatedly choke themselves and then clap about it, whilst mum and dad stare off into space regretting their life choices, and the cat stares longingly at an empty food bowl. But this one is indeed ported from a mobile game by AVR Mobile App Design, and by the looks of things, very little has been done to alter it other than removing one key screenshot, which we'll get onto shortly. Getting right into the game though, each mum segment is separated into levels where you have to perform various mum duties, and my first duty was to wake up the kids, but I thought, fuck that, those little bastards can wake themselves, and proceeded to take a look around my lovely suburban home. Now, the game kind of looks like a shitty version of The Sims, though the camera angle is set way too high and all of the decorations and furniture are blocky looking store-bought assets. But there's nothing to interact with in the house, and as with many of these games, Supermom walks like she's shit herself. But apparently the kids are incapable of waking themselves because when the in-game timer counted down, I failed the level and had to start again. So, starting over, I obeyed the rules and did it right this time and headed over to wake up the corpses who were supposedly my kids, little Timmy in a T-pose and Mary Sue doing the fucking disco fever, but wake them I did, and of course the choking and clapping commenced. I then popped off to grab the uniforms from a nearby ironing board located in the bathroom next to the toilet because everyone wants to smell like shit on the first day of school. But that was it folks, that was the end of the level, and if you're as surprised as I was, then you ain't seen nothing yet, because between each level we get this little bundle of joy, a fucking knockoff Candy Crush minigame, and when I say each level, I mean each and every level. These play exactly as you might expect though, match up 3 coloured sweeties to break them, complete the matches or break a certain amount of blocks indicated by the number on the right hand side of the screen, and do this within the time limit or a limited number of moves. It's still Candy Crush and it's still as shit as it ever was. To give you an idea of exactly what you can expect from the rest of the game though, let me now run you through the next 17 levels, and don't worry, this will literally take me about 2 minutes. So, level 2 had been preparing breakfast for the kiddies before they headed off to school, and while a tasty stack of pancakes and scrambled eggs are on the menu in the game's eShop screenshots, unfortunately the only thing this mum knows how to prepare is a big old steaming trough of shit. But you know what they say, a drop of shite to start the day will help the kids both learn and play. Level 3, and it was time to go to school now, so after slapping on their oversized backpacks I grabbed the house keys to my doorless house and escorted them out to the front porch where the chariot awaited. Level 4, and off to work we go. A quick wardrobe change and briefcase in hand, I snagged my car keys and headed out, taking care not to damage my potted plant on the way. Now, working as a hotel manager is a busy job, but this place was huge and first time round I toured the oversized boardroom and a computer room, but mum walked so fucking slow that the timer ran out before I even found my way to my office. After this, I had to walk from my office to the main reception to personally bid farewell to a burns victim customer, and then I had to go and check that a room had been properly cleaned before the next guest arrived. And bear in mind that I'm still having to play a round of Candy Crush between each of these levels, and things are really ramping up with that one now. Next, I had to take a registration form from my office to the main desk, level complete, and after that I had to meet an investor and escort him to my office as he walked uncomfortably close behind me. After all this though, it was finally time to go home, so as you do, I checked out of the hotel. Now, back home, I immediately had to change out of my work clothes because I'd clearly had such a busy day at the office and smelled like a tramp's arsehole. Luckily, my husband was now home and I got to wait hand and foot on him, first heading into the bedroom to wake up his lifeless corpse, and then the kids also turned up in the next level and I had to cook all of them another steaming trough of shite. And then the cat was hungry, but not even she could escape my culinary delights as I hastily prepared her very own trough a la shite. After all this shit munching though, the hubby was thirsty and I had expected to prepare him a steaming pot of boiled piss, but to my surprise it appeared to be a regular old pot of tea. The 16th and final level that I played prompted me to watch TV with your family, so I did. And I really couldn't stomach any more fucking Candy Crush, so that's where my journey as Supermum ended. So it probably goes without saying that Virtual Mum Job Simulator Manager is a shallow piece of shit of a game, and I'd probably get a better simulation experience out of tucking my bollocks between my legs, sticking some cushions up the front of my top and slapping on a wig and some makeup. And it's a sad state of affairs when a bolted on Candy Crush minigame has more depth and complexity than your actual game. Had there actually been some kind of interactive elements in it, or perhaps even some mini-games which had you preparing food, ironing clothes, or even just interacting with your kids like a real human being would, then it probably wouldn't have been so bad. But there's none of that. Nobody speaks and it's essentially just Candy Crush with a walking simulator bolt on. So as usual, you can pretty much ignore everything about the eShop description as there's zero complexity or realism to this one. You simply walk from one market to the next and the so-called levels all last about 30 seconds each. But if you're a fan of Candy Crush, then you're in for a real treat. If, like me, you're a parent to be though, take my advice and stay clear of this one because it's a complete scam and I don't feel any more prepared to take on the challenge of raising children and tackling a successful career at the same time. That though is it for this one. Hopefully you found it enlightening and let me know if you learned anything from it down in the comments section below. But as always, drop a like and subscribe to the channel for more Switch content just like this. And until next time, take care of yourselves and game on.